What it is, what it do, what it is. I am your boy, the Grizz with the Riz, and I am back again to talk again. This time about Expedition 33. Welcome back. This is a gaming spotlight, as specifically because I didn't even finish this game. But you see, here's the thing. I knew going in that this wasn't even my type of game, but it looked so fire. I just had to experience it myself, having played only 15 hours of this game. That if people say, yo, this is game of the year, I believe them. But if you don't know about this game, let me just give you a little something. I'm going to read a little bit of what it's about. Once a year, the Paintress awakens to inscribe her cursed number on the monolith, and everyone of that age vanishes, turning to smoke and fading into nothing. Each year, the number decreases, erasing more lives. Soon, she will mark 33. When she does, we will embark on our final mission to destroy the Paintress and end her deadly cycle for good. And so basically, some people die and other people are training to go fight and try to get to this goddess that's in the middle of the sea with a number showed, so they can end her, so they can fix their world. That's basically what this game is about. And that's already kind of a crazy, dope, beautiful story. But then when you actually get over there and you in combat, stuff goes crazy immediately. And like, I'm not about to just, this is a spoiler-free video because I didn't even finish the game. But I want to say that this is probably one of the better games I've ever played. And here's the thing, I also want to mention that this is a turn-based RPG. Turn-based RPG. And having been a person that dabbled in Final Fantasy over the years, it feels like a French version of Final Fantasy. It has a lot of the Final Fantasy kind of look, the kind of feel, and I think it's really, really beautiful. But let's talk about like overall, right? First of all, let's start with the story. I already told y'all about basically what it's about, but then you have a few of the main characters that y'all get separated and y'all try to find each other along the way. And you learning about these characters slowly and you meeting these characters, man. I also want to give a shout out to some of the performances. Charlie Cox, also known as the current Daredevil, is one of the characters. Andy Serkis is one of the characters. And then of course you have Ben Starr, who's also in the Final Berserker Kazan, and famously known in Final Fantasy 16 as Clive. In respect to the other cast, but these are the three biggest well-known people in the game. That's already a crazy good cast. And then these other characters, these other actors, massive amazing performances. They deliver their lines perfectly, lovely. The lip sync does not seem bad at all. It's really good. And then there's also these other interesting characters that you get, and the audio is just really, really well. The music is beautiful. And then you have, it's a very artsy, very beautiful world. Beautifully ugly in a sense, because it's a bloody game, man. It's a really bloody game, but the story is actually really beautiful. And I've only experienced about 15 hours, and I think some people go upwards about 40 hours before they roll credits, and I think that's a pretty healthy amount, because I don't really like to play a lot of these games because they also tend to have a lot of extraness in them. But the thing is, this game doesn't have the extraness. It's kind of a straightforward RPG, and me being not the biggest turn-based fan, if I kind of like, you know, your little tidbits in the combat, like little changes that kind of change the real time, alright, I might play it, because I did dig into Persona 5 just a little bit, but that whole day-night cycle and having to go into school and work, it was too much for me. But I love the opening theme. I thought it was an amazing game. I just couldn't get into it. So I'm not the biggest turn-based RPG guy. I really am an RPG guy. I've been playing RPGs pretty much all year, except with the exception of Doom: The Dark Ages. I was on Avowed for 80 hours, man. And now I definitely want to go back to Outer Worlds, but I'm currently playing Dragon Age. And everybody chill out. I know there's been mixed feelings on Dragon Age, but we're going to go back to Expedition 33. Like I said, the story, the performances, the world is absolutely beautiful. But this gameplay, so it's turn-based, but the thing is, it's very skill-based because it has parry and it also has dodge. And boy, am I one of those gamers who I always say, especially on this channel, I'll say I love video games. I never said I'm good at them. So my timing is always just really, really off. And eventually, like when I have the patience to just keep losing and keep dying in the same battles for a little while, I eventually kind of find the rhythm, right? But I didn't have the patience recently, and that's why I put it down for a little bit. But also, I put it down because Doom: The Dark Ages came out. And as you know, if you are a fan of this channel, you know first-person shooters come first, especially when they're big ones, such as Doom. Doom is one of the head honchos when it comes to first-person shooters, especially for me. That's going to be prioritized no matter what. So I did put Expedition 33 down to finish Doom, to play Doom: The Dark Ages for the last week and a half. I paid for early access, and I took a few days, played around, and I said, let me go back to Expedition 33. That probably wasn't even the best idea. So if you really enjoy this game, don't put it down, especially for me. I got to kind of get back into the rhythm because I cut it back on, and I immediately got smacked like 3 times by just like some regular field battles, not even boss battles. And I was just like, all right, taking a break probably wasn't good. But I eventually feel like I'm going to go back and finish this game because it is one of the most... See, here's the thing. Video games, because we try to make everything so cinematic, or just everything has to be a movie, and it's not like a video game. And to me, this feels like one of the most cinematic but video games. You could tell it's a video game because the combat is just... For a turn-based game, I was hooked, man. And I actually started to get a little ahead of myself, feeling myself, and I got humbled. So I'm going to probably take a little break from it. Not even probably. I'm playing Dragon Age, which is more action-y now, so I need that. And then when I want to decide I want to clear my head and strategize and do stuff like that, I'll go back to Expedition 33. But, man, this is... Yo... no spoilers, man, but some of the story beats that I've encountered, I was like, yo, they cooking, man. And this is from developers that were at Ubisoft, and they said it would have took them like 10 years, no, 20 or 30 years to get this game approved, because that's just how it is that when they work at places like Ubisoft. So they said, we were bored and we made this game. And I also want to keep in mind that this game is only $50. 50. Some of the best games that got launched recently isn't 70 or even 80. South of Midnight, a very fun game, $40. Beautiful art, stop motion art. I do believe Avowed is probably a $60 or $70 game though, but that game, you getting 80, 90 hours out of it, there you go. And now you have Expedition 33, which isn't an Xbox Studios game, but it's on Game Pass day and date. But I also say you definitely should get you a hard copy of this, because this is history right here. This is definitely, even as a person who's not a fan of turn-based RPGs, who's not good at parrying Souls-like stuff, because it's all Souls-like levels, but there is difficulty. But a person who's not good at these types of games, I'm going to go ahead and say that this is probably one of the greatest games of all time. Because even if I never get back to it and never finish it, hearing what I hear, seeing what I see across the internet and how people have felt about this game, not being able to spew negativity but only praise the positives, yeah, this is one of the greatest of all time. But that's it for the spotlight. If you here, thank y'all. Thank you for sticking it through. Thank y'all for listening to your boy who is not really the turn-based fan, but this is coming from a person who's a casual fan of these types of games, but really enjoyed it, and really am hoping that I can eventually go back to it and finish it. But go ahead and like this video and then have a discussion with your boy. Tell me what you agree or disagree about what I said, and if you finish the game, hit me down in the comments and tell me, maybe you got some tips for me when it comes to the dodging and parrying. Maybe you think I should put it on easy mode. Or maybe you're one of those other people that now that you've heard about this game, you are interested in playing it and you have Game Pass and it's quick, $20 or whatever. You playing it on Game Pass, or you want to go the full route and play it and on Xbox, PS5 or PC and pay the $50. I definitely recommend it because you got to support the art. So let me know what you think in the comments. Like this video, share this video, and make sure you tell everybody about this channel and Expedition 33. This video is finito.
For those who come after,